Test, test. Okay, my camera is not responding. Okay, need to change to a different camera, guys. All right, let me. Test, test. Okay, you should be able to hear me. Just trying to get this camera adjusted to this application. Just give me a moment, and then my intro I can't get that in because the laptop that I'm using doesn't support the file type. So I have to download an app in order to play it, which I thought would have gave me enough time to get started, but it didn't. Let's see. Trying to use my DSLR as my camera, but it's not working. All right, let me try disconnecting some stuff. Plug this. Go ahead and plug this directly. All right, so what's going on today? Let me see who's out there. Hit me up in the comments. Let me see the comments is for who's tuning in tonight. The big thing for tonight, I guess, since there's no topic and there's really not much going on out there, is what is Serato going to do? What future upgrades do Serato have? Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I need to shut this application down and restart it over. Just stay right here, stay tuned in. I'll be right back in just a Okay, this is not the cam that I want tune in, so let me change it over. Let me shut this one off. Make sure my audio is still good. Test, test. Yep, should be able to hear me on the audio. My front facing camera is not picking up. Come on, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. I think I know what it is. I gotta open up the application that's running. Okay, now it's still not showing up. All right, let me try this again. Okay, now I have this cam working. This is the camera directly from the laptop, so I think I'm just gonna go with it. It's not as high quality as the other one. So let me see if I can flip it over and use the better one. And the problem was I had OBS open. OBS, usually when you have OBS open, it will take the camera that you have. There we go. That's the camera that I was trying to get. So that should be a better view right there. And let me take it off, make it a little bit, let me zoom in because I can focus in a little bit more on here. And actually I can do it from the application. Let's see, and I need to go in. Okay, let me hit the autofocus because that is not right. All right, autofocus. And let's see, that might be a little bit better. I could probably, well, I think that's good enough because I might switch back and forth between other angles. All right, so let's make sure my audio is good because I had my audio testing. Yep, I can see my levels for my mic and I can hear audio, so I should be good. But y'all guys, let me know if I'm good right now. I'm good on audio and video. Now my audio may not be as good because I don't have my lapel mic, which let me go ahead and connect that because I usually get a lot better audio when I have this clipped on. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this on. Okay, you can hear me. Yep. All right, cool. Bet. Let me try, and I'm on a bigger screen right now, so I can keep up with all the comments. All right, let me plug this in. Now, let me know if I get audio with this once I get this connected. So I should get a pop-up on my screen. There we go. Yep, I want to use as a mic. And I might go and get one of my headsets when I get somebody on. Let's see. Video is not as clear as you usually have, but yeah, and I'm looking at it on my monitor. The thing is, I'm using a laptop. Even though the laptop has a wired connection, that wired connection is longer than what I usually run. It's run from here through the foyer, down the stairs to the basement. So I'm probably on about maybe 50 feet of Cat5. So the video might be good. And then also I might need to shut down some applications too. So let me shut down some stuff that I have open. So I'm shutting everything down except for what I need open. So how's everybody's week been going so far? All right, cool. All right, let me see if I can get some topics up. Let's get some stuff started. All right, let me start off an original intro. Welcome, everybody. Let me center myself up. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for checking me out. This is Atlanta DJ Zone Tech Tuesday Live. You're here with the kid. I'm usually here every week, every Tuesday from 9:30 p.m. until I kick the last person um, out of the group, or we just all leave, or everybody tires or taps out or whatever. I usually try to keep the podcast. I want to keep it under 3 hours, but usually we go 5 hours or more when I have guests, and the conversation just gets so carried away that we just lose track of time. But tonight we're gonna keep it real short because it's open discussion. So I don't have that much to share with you, but I want to hear what you have. So if you have any questions, anything that you want to be discussed, go ahead and put it in the comments so I can add it on to a banner. So when we get to that point, we can add it in. All right, that's enough of the welcome. Now, like I said, with future topics, and I mentioned this last week, and I want you guys to start hitting me up so we can go ahead and get started on it, and I can start submitting. What I'm going to be doing soon, I'm going to be doing an intro. I'm going to be adding an intro or a portion of video to the podcast that will be featuring a DJ for the week or a DJ for that episode. All right, let me close this. That's going to make a lot of noise. So what I'll be doing, the name of the topic is going to be called In the Zone, which it'll be based off a DJ that I'm going to interview, and I'm going to have that interview to play any particular week. I'm not for sure how I'm going to have that DJ to be featured for that week. I may just do a random number drawing, give everybody a number, and have some type of automated website or app or whatever to pick a number. Or I may just go by as for when I do the interviews. The first one that I get interviewed will be the first one to air. But whenever I create the podcast, I will also put in there which DJ will be featured. It'll be like this week's featured DJ is DJ so and so from anywhere state of USA or whatever. So be on the lookout for that. I'm looking for DJs. I think I have enough now to cover up for about a month or two, but I can take as many of y'all that want to have this added to the feature. And what this does, this gives you some promotion. It's a win-win situation for everybody. It fills up a portion of the space before the podcast, and it also promotes you. It lets everybody know who you are, whether it's uh, the public in general, or other DJs. If you offer services like pro audio service or lighting or photo booth or photography or videography or whatever, this is an opportunity to network and to share that opportunity to other guys out there. So make sure that you hit me up. You can reply in the comments here on the podcast, or you can reply in the basic notes or the comments of the podcast to make sure that you get added and I call you when it's time to do it, which I'm probably going to start doing it this week. I need to come up with a set of general questions, maybe 4 or 5 general questions, and then depending on the DJ that I'm interviewing for that week, I will also ask them a specific question, maybe something that they want featured about themselves that, that's not in the other questions. So make sure that you are ready for that. That will be coming up really, really soon. I want to go ahead and get that started and get the ball rolling on that. Let's see what else. Other future topics. I guess the information that I got, what I'm going to be sharing later on about Serato, my contact that I contact with Serato. I will be doing an interview with Serato soon, or somebody from Serato. I haven't decided, or we haven't really talked together. We communicated over email. We haven't really discussed as for what we may be talking about, but soon I will have an interview or a feature or a how-to or something with somebody from Serato as another added feature to put into this segment. So I guess that's it for future stuff. Other than topics will be coming along as I run across them and as I feel needed or fit that they need to be added to the podcast. But like I said, just keep it tuned. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my podcast so you can get not only these videos, but other videos. The videos that I've been doing since the pandemic are basically live streaming, basically stuff that relates to what we're going through now. So that's it. That's it for future topics. All right. So let's go to Q&A and turn that off. Q&A is a segment where I want to take your questions. So go ahead in the comments. Go ahead. I'm looking at the comments now. I'm looking to see when they pop up, and I really need to bring something over where I can take this trackpad so I won't have to reach over. Let's get some questions. Anybody have any questions, whether it's computer related, DJ related, pro audio related, or whatever out there that I can answer, or anybody else that's out here checking that can answer, because this is the time for Q&A before we start to get into the main topic of the day. So go ahead, let me run and get something to drink so I won't dehydrate out, and go ahead and post those questions in the comments, and I will be right back in just a second.
System disarmed. Low battery. Smoke.
All right, guys, I'm back. Got me something to drink. See if we got some comments. Let me get my mic back on, and then we can go and see if we got some questions. All right, let's get this. All right, so let's see what we got. it over. All right, let's see. Here's let's see. Did I check out the Dragon Touch Vision 3? No, I remember you asking about that. What was that? The Dragon, was that a Dragon Touch Vision 3? Was that a webcam? Let me go over here to another screen and look that up. I'm trying to remember what that was. I thought it was a webcam, but let's see. So tell me what's the question that you have about that? Is it something that you have that you want to share? What was that? Most action cams have two USB looking ports. Oh, now let me mention that because I got one right here, and I may be able to. Now they have two USB looking ports, and let me change to this overhead cam to where I can show it a little bit better. So I'm gonna switch over to, and let me take this off because it's gonna do something. So put something across the mixer, turn it off. All right, yeah, this is my overhead cam. Hopefully you should be able to still hear me. Now the port on most of the action cam. This is one of my action cams that I use right here. This one is a 1080p. I do have one that's a 4K. This one right here will do up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. The other one will do 4K up to 30 frames per second. So these are actually good. Now, what you're asking about the ports, and as you can see right there are three ports. The port right here to the left, that is micro USB port. This is the port right here that allows you to charge, and depending on what operating system that you use, it allows you to use it as a webcam. Now, the webcam feature on this is not as good as for the storage that you can have on here and having it with HDMI. Let me go into the next one. The next port, the one in the middle, the one right here in the middle, that's your micro SD card slot. That's where you put your card in for internal storage. And then this one right here on the end, on the right, that's a micro HDMI port. Now, when you have this port, whatever the native video, whatever output that you have on here, or whatever data that you have recorded, that's what's going to output. So in order to get the best of these cameras, as for output, it's better to use the HDMI. The HDMI will get you the 60 frames per second and the 1080 or the 4K. The micro USB is only limited. It may do 720 at about 30 frames per second. You may have some that'll go higher, but usually they are that, especially if it requires a USB 2, because anything higher speed than that is going to require a lot more. So this would work for basic webcams, the micro USB. The micro USB will work for basic webcams, and the HDMI on the end. And I wish it was some way for me to get it. Hopefully it'll focus and I can keep it still. But anyway, the one over here on the right, this is the HDMI. It's going to be a little bit more square and bulkier than your regular micro USB. And as a matter of fact, hold on, because I got the cord. and I can show you the difference in the cords. I got my HDMI cable. All right, now I got the cables for both ports. I got the one for micro USB, and I have the one for HDMI. Now the HDMI, they will have different for the micro. You will have different types. There's probably at least two different types on the small side compared to what you use on the regular side. Now this right here, this is your standard. And let me take the question off. So, all right, I see that there was something asked at the end. Extra cam that you can use as a webcam. Yep. This one right here, and let me turn that off too. All right, there we go. And let me make sure my brightness is up. All right, now this is a standard HDMI cable on this end. This is your standard HDMI port right here. And then here on the other end, this is the micro HDMI, and they have more than one type. I have a Sony camcorder that uses a different one, and it's more of a flat version of this one. It looks like this one, except it's flatter, it's thinner, and it's shorter, but it's bigger than this one. This one is used probably on most devices. Most action cams that I've seen definitely have this one. And let me hold it up compared to over here on the left. On the left, try to hold it in one hand. On the left hand side is the micro USB. To the right is the mini or the micro HDMI. Now there is a difference. Like I said, the one on the right is a little bit bulkier. Let's see, the micro it's a little bit wider. It's a little bit wider than the HDMI. And see, with this one, with the HDMI, it will plug into this port, and then I will connect it up to the TV, and it will stream out whatever I have on here. I can usually play whatever's on the micro SD card or what's on the internal storage directly into a TV from here. Or you can use it as a webcam just like you would here. But the difference is that this one will get you a subpar or a standard video feed compared to the HDMI. The HDMI will give you whatever the output of the camera is. So if you just using this, and the way you would know what is putting out is to take an action cam and connect it to your TV. These cables, the HDMI cables, usually do not come with the webcam, so you have to buy this extra. I'm not for sure how much they are. I'm gonna have to order maybe one or two more for my other cameras, but I just happen to have this one, which I don't remember how I got it, but it came with something that I have. But anyway, if you connect it to a TV, whatever output that you have set on your action cam, that's what you're going to see on your TV if your TV can handle it. If you have a 4K TV, then it's going to do 4K. Now, the other thing that I'm not mentioning that may be required too, that this cable may have to be compliant to whatever you're trying to output. Like if you're doing 4K, then your cable has to be able to handle 4K. Like if this K was only able to handle 1080p at 60 frames, then it probably won't do a 4K. But I think most of the cables may be able to handle that, but you may want to check the packaging on the cable before you buy it. And I think these cables are also the ones that you would need if you have a GoPro. It may be, I think the same type of connection here is the ones that are used for GoPro. Now, another thing that, and I didn't know for sure with the camera that you mentioned, because I remember you mentioned it last week, but I can't remember exactly what we looked up on it. But um, what one of the things that I was recommending is I recommend a few different webcams, but with some of the webcams, they won't. You can't use the micro USB to stream to a Mac. They're only for Windows only. And the two that I have are Windows only, but there are a few out there. And you have to make sure that you look up those details to make sure that you can use it for Mac or PC. Because in most cases they won't work for both. You only get it to one to work for one, but not the other. But that's one thing you should check. And I think that and let me see if I can get that menu to come up since it just came on. All right. No, 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 no. All right, come on. All right. Here's the resolution size. I don't know if you can see that, and you probably don't because I got chroma key turned on somewhere. Oh, I got it turned on. I have to turn it on. I have to turn it off. So let me turn the chroma key off for my background, at least for this angle. All right, so let's let that zoom in a little bit. All right, right there, I have it set for 720 at 60, which is pretty good for if you're doing Facebook. If you're doing YouTube, you can go a little bit higher. So that's 720. All right, let me get it so where I can hold it still, and it can focus. Focus. Okay, 720. That's 720 at 30. 1080 at 30, which I think that's the highest it can go. Yeah, that was it. 720 at 25, 50, 1080 at 25. Uh, and okay, there we go. Back to, so that probably would be the best one, especially if you're trying to get a better frame rate. And let me get back to where you can see if, now if you're doing directly to a TV, like if I'm going from HDMI, I would set this right here to TV out. And then I would select yes, but since I don't want to do that, I'm gonna select no, because otherwise it might disable the off screen. But the next feature is where I want to go to. So I go to USB, and I'm basically telling it what I want the USB port to do. So right there, I got featured PC cam, and that is for PC only. Or go back, PC cam, and then my other option is micro SD, or basically to transfer to the computer. If I want to transfer the files from the camera directly to a computer, then I will select this option. So I'm going to go back and select, and as you can see, I have it selected to USB as a webcam. So right now I can use it as a webcam. So you just need to make sure that whichever camera that you're using can do the features that you want. Because I didn't realize that all of them didn't do it, because I never really tried it on Mac. I only tried it on PC. All right, let's switch back over. And I see we got another question or another comment. Let me keep up with the comments. Let's see. The next question, you said micro HDMI cable did not fit the action cam, but it did fit in my Sony Nix 5 DSL. Is there a smaller HDMI? No, that one is the smallest. Let me grab this other camera, because then you can see what the other one looks like. Because as for what I know now, there's only two types of the micro or the mini version. So the other camera, which I can grab just as quick as I grab that cable. Now this camera right here, this is a Sony Handycam HDR PJ340. This one has an HDMI out on it, but the HDMI out is made differently than the HDMI on the action cam. See, now if you try to fit a micro USB port into that second port, then if it fits, I mean, you can tell the difference, because the difference in the port is that the micro USB has has rounder on the corners, and it's much thinner, where the HDMI is a thick and bulky. Now here's the ports that I have on this camera, which, no, this is not it. This is the other one. And this one right here, I'm gonna show you this one so you can see the HDMI on this one. There's another camera that I got that has different ports on it, but not this one. This one has an in and an out. This is the same ports as on the HDMI cable that I showed you right here. Now the purpose is for why it has an in and an out, which the out is the one on the right, the port on the right. The one that says projector in on the left is if I want to hook up a Blu-ray player, because this is one of those Sony cams that has a projector on it. I can actually project an image, and I didn't really want a camera like this. I'm like, projector is probably not going to work as good. But when I got this one, it was a great deal that I got on it, and it worked pretty good. The projector works pretty good. It may not be as bright But the feature on it, and let's see if I can get it to play. All right, let's go images shot on this device. Oh, I forgot, gotta do, this is not test screen. All right, and go to project after it tells you instructions. And as you can see right there, that is a projector. It's actually sending an image. And let me switch back to, all right, let me see what your other question is real quick. I'm actually good right now. Oh, you got the waves, okay. And the Logitech at 1080 setup recently purchased. That thing is plug and play over USB. Now, what's the Victor? I guess that's supposed to be Victor AC 800. All right, let's let me get back to my front view. All right, back to my front view. Now I may have to cut down the lights. Turn down the lights a little bit so you can see. Turn this one off because it's bright. Now here's my projection. Even though it's showing on a green background, and I think I can get a projection up to about 100 inches. Show up on the chair better than the green screen. But yeah, this is good. Say for instance, if I want to play back something at a certain event or whatever, it became more handy the more I started to use it. All right, get the lights back on. All right, so yeah, the action cam, most of the action cam, these low budget action cams, they usually come with 2 ports. HDMI, they come with HDMI port, and they come with a micro USB. If you're using the micro USB for as a webcam, then you need to make sure that it supports whatever operating system that you use. If you're using the HDMI, the thing you want to do with your HDMI, if you're trying to go to the computer, you're going to need some type of capture card in order to connect to it. One of the capture cards that you can get is, one of them is called the Elgato HD60. It's a little device a lot of gamers use. You connect your camera, your cable, then you connect your micro USB cable into one end of the Elgato. Then the other has a USB. It takes that HDMI signal and it converts it into a USB that you plug in and that you use with your computer. So that's how you can get a more higher quality definition video by using something like that. There's other devices, and one that I'm looking into that another zone or maybe a few zone members have is the Blackmagic. Blackmagic makes 2 devices that are mobile and more portable than a lot of the bigger systems that they have. One is and they're both the same. It's just a difference between the two. One is the ATM Mini, and then you have the ATM Mini Pro. I'm not going to go into a lot of features of it. You can Google and look it up. But the difference between the two, the HTM Mini Pro has the ability to record from the device. It has a micro USB port. You can record directly from it, either to a flash drive or to an external drive or even to a computer, and that it has the multi-view. Multi-view is where If you see video producer screens, that it has a program, it has a preview and a program screen where the preview is what you want to cut to for live, and your program is what your live is. And then you have all your other sources. You have, I think, you have four sources. You have your information to stream, and it shows your signal and your audio. It does a lot more. So you can probably get by with the mini if you want to. Right now it's going for about around 300, but I'm looking to get the pro just so that I have those other features in case that I want to use them. And the pro runs about around 600. I can put a link down at the bottom when this becomes available for replay for the ATM mini and the mini pro. All right, enough of that. Back to my view. Let me get my green screen back on because I like my living room setting since I'm in the living room anyway. All right. All right, let's see what else. You had something to say. Okay, sorry, take up. No, man, this is all good. This is Q&A. This is where I answer the questions that y'all want to know about. It was me that took up the time. I probably gave out a lot more information than what I should for this. I should have just made it simple, but for some reasons, some stuff you can't make simple because you leave out a lot of details that may come up later. Like, oh well, you didn't tell me that I need a specific cable, or what the cable looks like, or what the cable does, or okay, now that I have the cable, how do I get it to work? It's not doing this, it's not doing that. So as I start to get to certain features or certain specifics about it, I go ahead and also put put those details in there so that they're not left out. All right, but let's move on to next. Now, since unless we have any other questions, go ahead and put those questions out there so I can get to it. Okay, now let's see. Do we want to do a week's recap? What do we have to recap on? Oh, here's what we have to recap on. And this is where I'm going to ask you guys this question. Now that bars and clubs and everything are starting to open up, and I've been seeing that a few of you guys have been accepting gigs. I've seen a few weddings been done. I've seen a few bars that have been played at. So, what do you guys think about, or what have your experiences been working out back in the field since everything has changed? Has everything changed to where you're more comfortable with it, or more it's more uncomfortable because you have to do, or you have to provide more, meaning that you have to be you have to be sanitized, you have to carry hand sanitizer, disinfectant spray, wipes, or whatever, you have to wear masks, goggles, you have to take a shield, or some of you may be into a plexiglass isolated booth, and also that you're keeping your social distancing under check. So, uh, anybody that's out there right now, anybody that's watching right now, let's get your opinion and your feedback on that. I'm looking for that in the comments. Go ahead and reply in the comments you have been if you have been um, doing an event or gig since everything is starting to open up. I know that for a lot of venues, they haven't started to open up yet. And I don't know which states that you guys may be in, but here in Georgia, in the lab rat test state, that things have started to open up, to me, in my opinion, a lot sooner than what they have. And things now have started to spike up. where the number of cases and the number of deaths have been increased. And now we don't know whether that's because things open too soon or whether it's been because of the the BLM rallies and the protests and whatever, or from what I saw with the post with somebody today that the numbers have been spiked because people just have not been doing anything. People just have not been wearing masks. They have not been social distancing or whatever. There's been parties that's been posted where there's nobody wearing a mask. I mean, people are just out there just buck wild, just think that everything is back to normal, but things are not back to normal. And with that, I'm going to say this that the second wave is coming very soon. So please believe there will be a second wave because, like other countries here in the U.S., we're not. It's not being taken seriously. Everybody is not taking this very seriously, and right now, European companies have banned, and this is how serious it is. Is we are banned from traveling to other countries. Other countries have buckled down and basically shut down to where the case numbers are so small that we're not even allowed to leave the country. We're not allowed to travel outside of the country because we're not doing what we need to do over here. And right now, the US leads every country every country in cases and deaths, which it shouldn't be because people just need to do what needs to be done instead of following what the people in the White House are saying or what they're not doing. So if you have a president that doesn't want to wear a mask, so does that mean that you're not going to wear the mask? What else? What else do you think? Do you think that they're not disinfecting the White House like every minute? But you can't do that in your area. They're doing stuff. Of course, they're doing stuff because the cases of people being affected in the White House and in the government, the Senate and the House of Representatives have been increasing. People there have been getting sick. So it's not like that people are not immune to it. And even now, the cases have changed. The symptoms have changed. Instead of I know that one thing is that instead of the dry cough and loss of taste and stuff that affects your respiratory system now, it's now affecting your your what am I trying to say? It's affecting other parts of the body, and I know one of the things that one of the issues that you have that'll be a symptom of COVID-19 is diarrhea. So it's affecting your the decretion or your I don't know what to call it. I'm not a medical person, so I don't know what that is, but the question that I was getting to before I just all of a sudden got sidetracked. What have you guys, the ones that are out there that have been back into the scene, that are doing weddings, that are playing in bars and clubs or whatever, what are you experiencing different? What are you doing differently? Are the venues that you're playing at, the bars or clubs that you're playing at, do they have certain guidelines that apply to the DJs? Of course, the staff, the waiters, the hostess, the bartenders or whatever, they have to wear masks. They have to wear masks all the time. Mostly anybody that's in a service, whether it's the restaurant or whether it's retail or whatever, mandatory mask and cleaning, just cleaning everything, cleaning carts, cleaning counters, cleaning everything. Everything is like a constant clean because the infection can just be anywhere and just move around at random. So I guess that's the question. I don't know whether some of the guys that are here right now have been out and been doing events, but I know that there have been some that that may have things that change. But what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add this after this. I'm gonna add it into. I'm gonna create a post. I'm gonna create a post and probably several different groups asking this same question, and we'll just recap this for another week. And I'll just bring that post up and mention what some of the people are doing there because right now it's crazy. And like I say, a second wave is definitely coming. Second wave is definitely coming. All right, so right now, let me jump into the main topic, and I'm gonna have to let me create a banner on this so that when I go back and edit, oh, I didn't know I can do that. Let me create a banner so when I go back and edit, and today is the 30th. So I can edit this appropriately. What happened? It disappeared. Oh, there it is. All right. All right, now I'm ready to talk about this. Now, I know I just made this announcement probably a few minutes before starting the podcast, which I was busy, and so I ended up getting everything started at the last minute. But the main thing I want to discuss, and I said I was going to do this last week. I may have not said it here, but I mentioned it somewhere that I'm like, okay, let me contact somebody from Serato. I didn't realize I was going to get an answer so quickly. I thought, well, this person is probably not going to reply. I'm probably not going to be able to get a live interview. And so I won't be able to get these details for this week. But I replied to this person on Monday, and he answered his emails. So let's see where. Let me pull that email up, and I'm not going to reveal who my source is. Well, not at this time. All right, so let me pull it up. And I sent this. Let's see, when did I send it? I sent it at 8 p.m. No, I got a reply at 8 p.m. Let's see, when did I send it? I sent it at a little bit after 2:00 p.m. So 6 hours later, I got a reply. And let me read it again because I briefly read over it. All right. And the main question that I was thinking, and this is my perspective, is that with the release of Virtual DJ 2021, is that Serato gotta come out with something soon. They gotta come out with something soon because other than this, people are probably gonna jump ship and move over to Virtual DJ. Now, the thing is, with that, it may not matter because whatever hardware that you're using, that's whether it's Pioneer controller, Newmark, Roland, Rain, or whatever, mostly all their devices that use Serato are also can be used with Virtual DJ. The only thing is that people won't be buying like the plugins, the effect expansion packs, the club kits, or whatever, because everybody can get, especially video, because a lot of people can get that with Virtual DJ. So they may not be missing out on a whole lot by not responding back or being able to do something different to keep their fan base there, but the thing that Virtual DJ came out with is the game changer. It's the game changer to where um, we haven't had anything that was a game changer in a while. Now, as for 2019, I think the game changer was the Rain 12s. Maybe not. I'm not for sure. If somebody can elaborate on what was the game changer in pro audio and DJing in 2009, put it in the comments. Let me see it in the comments because I'm thinking only thing I can think of is the Rain 12s, where Rain finally come out with their first source playable device, to where Rain been mostly making DJ mixers and other devices that a lot of people didn't know that Rain made, but this was like their first playable source device that they made. And then also they came out with the 72, and then mentioned the 70 coming up, which still on back order. They still haven't released, and they may be on back order now more because the pandemic, and they're not being able to make those demands to the retailers to get them out of stores. So, oh, that was 2019. 2018, the game changer was the MWM phase. That was probably a game changer that we haven't seen in a while, to where you eliminated needles, and then with Shure stopped manufacturing cartridges, that came in at a right time, to where now instead of you ordering, either going to order funds or going to a different brand, maybe Stanton or whatever, change it over to a different type of cartridges, you can buy the MWM phase and use that, to where you didn't need any needles. And there's still things going on with that. A lot of people are still having problems. I know a couple people in the past couple weeks that have jump shipped on phase, that are getting rid of their phase products and either going back to needles or going to the Rain 12s or whatever. They just gave it up altogether. So phase is still having issues, but they'll get over them eventually. There's been a lot of firmware and updates on it to correct stuff, but people are still having issues. And this is their second hardware product. The first product that they had, that they released, is the mix fader, which you don't really hear much about anymore. I have the mix fader, and the mix fader, what it is, it's a Bluetooth fader that you can use either with your portable turntables, or you can use them with your standalone turntables, and you can mix via Bluetooth using your phone, your iPad, or whatever devices. They don't really work that well with Android devices. Some that they do, but a lot they don't. But mostly Apple devices, mobile devices, it is what it works with. And it's only with mobile devices. I don't think they made it to where you can use it, or I haven't seen it to where you can use it with the Mac or with the PC computer or whatever like that. But it's mostly Apple mobile devices that it's used with. But that's kind of phased out. You don't really hear that much. Everybody now is using the phase with their turntables, which allow them not to use uh, their needles or their tone arms. All right, so into the future of DJing. Now, let's go back to the email again, because that's where I was going with the email. I was waiting to pull the email up. And the contact that I spoke to, and I'm going to read what he said. I'm not going to give up who it was that I contacted or uh, exactly the questions that said. I'm just going to read what he said. And this is what he said. Kenyon, hope all is well. Thanks for reaching out. The podcast sounds cool, which I mentioned him about the podcast. Unfortunately, as of right now, Serato is not doing anything like virtual DJ with stem filtering isolation. That is a cool feature that they have implemented, but as of right now, there is not a roadmap for that development. If that does change, it will be announced. As that is the case, if I do the podcast, I will not be able to answer any questions about that at all. So basically, I couldn't get the scoop on it, even if they did have it. So we'll talk about it in a minute. Let me finish reading. I could also discuss other DJ features and also Serato Studio. July is super busy for me at the moment, shooting a bunch of new shooting a bunch of new content. So I will not be available until sometime in August. And so we're basically going to circle around as for August. So look around August, maybe September. I will probably have this person featured. We'll probably do a pre-recorded video, and then that video will be added on to one of the segments. And of course, I'll make that announcement when I create the podcast that it will be featured there. But basically, to what he said, right now, it sounds like he doesn't know anything if they are, which I would assume if you're a company and you're developing new plugins or new software or whatever, you need to keep it shh, 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 shh. You need to keep it hush hush, even from people within your own company, so that it's not getting leaked. So does he know or does he not know? I mean, we don't know. But the thing is, he can't spill the beans. He's he's excited about the new feature that virtual DJ, or he sounds excited from what sounds in the email that the stems feature that they have. But he said right now, as for him knowing that Serato doesn't have this feature moving in place, that he can tell me or that he can share with anybody. But if it's out there, it will be eventually leaked or it will be announced when the time comes. And hopefully they should be having something. I'm for sure that they're working on something. I'm positive that when Virtual DJ released that, they looked at that and said, why we did not think of that? Or why have we not added that yet? What can we do to either equal what they did or better? Because virtual DJ has always been down at the lower end of the DVS software. It's always been down at the lower. Everybody looked down onto Virtual DJ. It was Serato and Tractor that were the two highs. And then along came Rekordbox. Pioneer start creeping their little program into there, and it made their way in maybe either with Virtual DJ or below DJ or a little bit higher. But so the Pioneer made their own software. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is my opinion. I think they're gonna eventually phase out Serato. If you haven't noticed, over the past couple years, they used to make controllers for and I'm talking about Pioneer. They used to make controllers for Serato and Virtual DJ separately. They made controllers. They even made a mixer. I can't remember what the model number of the mixer is, but it was a small 2-channel mixer. I don't think they made a 4-channel, but I know they made a 2-channel mixer. I want to say it's the DJM 500 or 400 or something like that, something in the 100 class, maybe 200. They made a mixer that was Tractor. Then they made one that was Serato. It was the exact same mixer. Then they made several controllers, and they even still making one now. The DDJM 1000, which they have the SRT, which is Serato, and then they have the 1000. I think the T, or it's something with a T, meaning that it's Tractor. No, not Tractor. They have one that's Serato. Then they have one that's Rekordbox. So it's the 1000R or something like that, which now at that point, they basically just phase Tractor on out. But then with Tractor anyway, Tractor has not did really a new piece of hardware on the DJ side, in years. The Z2 mixer was the last mixer that they created, and it's probably just as old as the Rain 57 mixer. But it's a still good mixer. It's compatible with the newer version of Scratch, Tractor Scratch, which I think is Tractor Scratch 3 right now. But the thing is, they're phasing out of the DJ area. They're basically phasing out from doing anything new other than software, updating the current version that they have, but they haven't released any hardware. Which Tractor on the other side is a whole different game. Tractor is more compliant, or what's the word that I'm trying to say? There's a word. I'm trying to think of it. I usually say it a lot. Well, anyway, they're basically locked on to their specific brand than some of the others are. Serato is also locked, but with their engine can be used by Tractor and Virtual DJ. But for their users, you either got to have a license or you have the light version or whatever. So with Serato, you're proprietary. That's what I was trying to say, proprietary, to where Tractor is proprietary to their brand. They function a little bit differently. They function differently than Serato. Serato is proprietary to their hardware, but their hardware can be unlocked to be used with Virtual DJ and Serato, which I think that makes no sense, but it is that I don't see. If you want to be proprietary, be completely proprietary. Be proprietary to where nobody else can't use your hardware. And so now, whatever you have that's Serato
it can be used by Virtual DJ and Tractor as well, but it doesn't work the reverse situation. You can't use Tractor. You can't use a Z2 mixer with Serato DJ unless you have a SL device, whether it be the Rain SL 2, 3, or 4, or even the Denon. And then even there, you don't have access to all the features unless you try to MIDI map it. So there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump to in order to get that work. But that's how they worked out. So that's my thing about Virtual DJ. And that was the message that I got on it, that they have nothing to release right now. Now, do they have something and they don't want to share it? Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think that they have something, but when the time comes, they want to release it, but they don't want to release it right now. They don't want to release anything too soon. Now, I think there may be something that they're working on that they're not telling their guys in the field because they don't want it to leak out. Of course, all companies do. They have their R&D department that are researching and that's doing new things. And you don't start to hear this to come out until there's beta features. And if you ever notice, whenever Serato release something out, it's released when they want to release it. And most of the times, when if it's a leaked release, they have a featured DJ. They have a featured DJ, maybe like Z Trip or Jazzy Jeff or Scratch Bastard or Cubert, or whoever that they have that's a DJ featured for them to test that in public. Okay, for instance, here's the case right here. Here's the situation right here. The first stream that Jazzy Jeff did live about a month ago, and a lot of people didn't notice it. I didn't even notice it. Only people that had that particular product noticed it. Was that in the video, he was playing on Rain 12 Mark IIs. Now, you may not be able to tell it because it had the MK2 at the end, but I don't think nobody was really looking for that. The only way that you can tell is if you have Rain 12s and you notice the extra buttons and features that he had. The Rain 12 Mark IIs at that point was an item that he demoed, and now it's going to be released, but nobody don't know when it's going to be released. And that's okay. That's a Rain product, but Serato works the same way. Whenever they release a product, it's ready to be released. Ain't no really leaking it out. They may have a DJ that they want to test it in public to promote it, which is what they do. So if you follow somebody like Jazzy Jeff, Scratch Bastard, Cubert, Craze, whoever that's a top name DJ out there that they would use to promote a new product or a new feature or whatever, then that's who you want to follow to see who uses it first. And I guess that's all I want to say about that. So basically, Serato doesn't have anything to report. There's nothing new to report as for my contact. Now, whether he knows stuff that he don't want to share, I don't know, but I know for sure that they're not sitting down and saying, "Oh, well, good job, Virtual DJ. Good job." All right, everybody get back to work. We got to do something to outdo Virtual DJ. So let's get to working. I know they're not sitting there and saying that we're going to let Virtual DJ take our client base. which I know that there's some diehard Serato fans like me. I'm not going to switch over to virtual DJ just because it's one feature. I'm going to play around. I'm going to load it onto this laptop and maybe my MacBook soon and play around with the stems feature with the trial version. But it's not going to be something I'm going to dish $200 and $300 out to go and get. Virtual DJ, to me, I don't feel comfortable with it. As for being a tech, it's more too complicated. You have to it's not user friendly to set up to where you can get everything set up how you want it, like compared to Serato. And then there's the screen is too much. There's too much going on the screen. You have your I mean, if it's not enough that you're using a mixer or whatever hardware, but you got to have it shown on the screen. I don't want nothing on the screen to show up that I can't do that I can already do here. I don't need my EQ knobs on the screen when my mixer has EQ knobs that I can do manually with my hands. So, and crossfader and all that. I know Serato has added that feature now, but that's for offline stuff. And of course, Virtual DJ, that stuff is on the screen regardless. Now, as for whether you can remove it, maybe not. I don't know. I haven't played with it like that. I know that there's different skins. You can even get a skin for Serato if that's still available. I know somebody was trying to look for it last week, and I think I may have found it. Yeah, I did. I found the skin, and it wasn't in Virtual DJ or where you can download the skins. It was an external place. So I guess Serato said, you can't. No, we're not going to allow. We have that copywritten. So we have that copywritten and trademark. So you're going to have to take that skin off. You got to get rid of that one. That's a violation. So we don't know whether they did that and had it removed, and you can only find it at the developers link or wherever he have it available for download, but it's not available directly from Virtual DJ. But there's a lot of other cool skins, but it has too many features on it that for I guess I'm more of a hands-on person. I want to be able to be able to change everything from right here from my mixer as compared to being able to do it on my laptop. If I can adjust my EQs right here manually and quickly compared to being able to get a trackpad and click on it and then either drag down or up to add the amount of decibels that I want, then I don't want to deal with it. And then I also heard when I heard that scratching with Virtual DJ doesn't sound the same, I'm like, okay, I'm done. That right there, that was the icebreaker for me. But I will play around with it if somebody want to by chance inbox me with a Virtual DJ license that they don't want or they don't need. Sure, I'll take it and play with it, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to primarily switch over to. Because right now, besides Serato, I have another DVS which I've been trying to sell for years. I really didn't use it that much. It's for sale if anybody want it. I have a Mixed Vibes Cross Pack. It has two vinyls. Oh, wrong one because those interfere with what I got here. It has two vinyls, and these are not the vinyls for it. The vinyls are in the box, but it comes with two records. It comes with two CDs for the CDJ users. What else it comes with? It comes with the interface box, which looks like a audio recording interface box. And what else? Software. So the software, I can't remember if I still have the disc for it, but if I don't, I have the downloadable version. I can send a downloadable version, and I will also transfer the license over to you. So everything's in there that you need to get started right away. So if anybody's interested, I think I have it posted on Marketplace. Look up Mixed Vibes Cross Pack, and you'll probably see it there. It's 125, and right now I'm thinking to get rid of it. Yep, I will ship it if you don't want to do it locally. If you want to pay the extra, I don't know what it's gonna cost, 10, maybe $20 to ship it. Yep, I'll ship it. I just need it out of here because I'm not using it. All right, so that's it for Serato. Like I say, there's no new news. That's the news. No new news. They have nothing to report or that they want to spill to me this week or anyway. But I know for sure that they're working on something. Regardless, I know they got to be working on something because they can't just sit back and let this go without having a new release on a new update. And it's got to be an update besides new controllers, new hardware added, new fixes. This has to be a new feature. And what I mean by new feature, whenever you have a hardware or a major feature like this, the version changes over. We started from Serato DJ to Serato DJ Pro 1.0. Now we're in Serato DJ 2.0, which they've added a major feature when they made that change. And I can't remember what it was. I think it was maybe flip and some other feature that they added in. That was a new feature. But when they add in a new major feature, the number changes, the version number changes. So right now, anything above the decimal, like 2.0, 3.0, or whatever, those are major changes. Anything below the decimal or to the right of the decimal, 2.1, 2.5, 2.10, 2.15, 2.20, those are major changes that are within that specific type of program. So I know at least I would say this time next year there should be a Serato 3.0 point something out there because I know for sure that they have to have some type of major change, regardless of what the context said. He may not know, but with my thinking, I know that there has to be something that they're just not sitting back and letting virtual DJ take a part of this. And it may not it may have been something that could have been on the drawing board, but they couldn't figure out how to do it. But now they're gonna dig into virtual DJ and find out what algorithms and what programming that they use to get this to work and to make this work within Serato, because it's going to be something completely different. And if they can get it to work, that'd be nice. The feature with trying to use this now, even if they came out with it today, is how would you be able to implement it with your hardware? Because oh shoot, I think my battery died on my camera. All right, hold on. I think because I'm using. Okay, I need to switch over to a different camera. Let's switch to. All right, now I need to move and switch over to a different camera because the DSLR it cracked out on me. I was using the battery and not the I was using the battery and not AC because I don't have the AC adapter that goes to it. So hold on a second. Let me put that battery in the charger and get ready. Anybody that wants to join me live, we can do a live discussion real quick, or we can just wrap up because basically I'm done. If y'all got anything you want to get on screen and talk about, I'm going to get ready to drop the link. while I get this other, because I need to get the light. The lighting behind me is not that good, so I need to adjust my light here because I'm using a different camera. So let me drop the invite link. Yeah, this thing don't work as good. Who in the kitchen? Cameron, Kenyon, Christian, Stephanie. Cameron. All right, go turn that light out. Turn the lights out. Ain't nobody else in there. Turn them off. All right. All right. There is the join live link. While I get this battery taken out and put into the charger, and also adjust this static light behind me. Be right back. All right, I am back. Still got a little static light behind me. Now, like I said, the green screen that I'm using right now is 3 paper tablecloths taped together, and that's what you're seeing right now. This right here, this is the tape, because I used the roll of green tape, which this is actually green, but the chroma key shows it as more of a green screen too. It fades and using it with it. The reason that you're seeing this is because the light is reflective. It's not as absorbent to the light as the rest of it. But then my ring light is not positioned right. That's why I can't get this to come out right. And I think I can't move my. Okay, we're not gonna worry about the background. Let's see, does that make it better? Nope. Let's see, can I get this light? Let me add this soft. And that's not going to work as well either, because I need it over here on the other side. And then this camera, this is the camera on the laptop, so I know it's definitely not going to be as good as a DSLR. But anyway, we're going to roll with it. All right, so And now I need to change my view. Need to move to that screen to here. All right, that's enough of that. If y'all want to join me live, go ahead and pop up now. I have the live link posted right here. And if there's stuff that y'all want to talk about live, you want to get on the screen and we can have a discussion or whatever, blow up the next 4 hours. Which no, we're not gonna go 4 hours, maybe an hour. We're gonna go into an hour, we're gonna break it down. So go ahead. I'm gonna take a few minutes. If I don't have anybody in the next 2 or 3 minutes that want to get live, then we're gonna just wrap this up and just continue on with it next week. All right, let me find out. I see Eric Prince is here. He's always here. Thank you for tuning in. Who else do we have that's tuning in today? And which group did you see that I had it posted to? Because I always like to know what other groups that are people that are watching from other groups besides the zone group. So I always want to know where other people are tuning in from. So if you're tuning in from another group besides the Atlanta DJ Zone, post your, let me see, go ahead and make a comment and let me see where you saw the post. All right, taking that down. So right now, open discussion. I have 11:18. So 11:20. Nobody that wants to join in, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. All right, let's see. We had a comment. And for some reason, that comment didn't come in. I saw it in the post. It said till next week. One more minute. Now I'm looking up okay, till next week. All right, cool. I'm looking up the webcam again that you posted, which I got to move over to another window. And I think I did look that up. Now let me look up this one that you said, the Victor AC 800. Was that spelled right? Okay, now I'm pulling up I'm pulling it up on Amazon right now. So let me do a shared screen. Turn this off. Yep, that was it. So this is the one that you have. Now, does it work with both? All right, let's see the specs on it. All right, and yep, that one has HDMI. The port right. Let me go to the picture at the top because I'm sure they got a picture at the top. This thing doesn't want to scroll like I want it to. Okay, come on, keep scrolling. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see if we can get a good picture of it. Okay, it works up to 40 meters, not bad. All right, let's see. Still can't see a good angle of it right there. Yeah, I think this is the one I looked up. Yeah, can't tell which one is the micro USB. I'm thinking this one. The one at the top is the one at the top. It's only working for Windows right now. Okay, so you're using with Windows with OBS. So it won't work. It won't work for Mac. Now let me ask you this question. Does it also charge with the USB? Because mine came with one battery. Mine came with one battery, and when I plug in the micro USB, either using it for a webcam, or if I'm streaming the content from it, if I'm watching content from it from the SD card or internally, it also charges too. So does it also charge since it comes with two batteries? Because I see right there it says 2-in-1 charger right here, uh, right here. And let me take some of this stuff off screen. Yeah, but it does have HDMI. You just probably need to find, because I just saw it a second ago. Right here at the bottom, built-in Wi-Fi and HDMI. With the features of built-in Wi-Fi and HDMI, you can transfer photos and videos to your phone or TV via Wi-Fi easily. Editing your recording videos and sharing them with friends and family to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram would be easy. Would be really time saving. So let's look at it a little bit more. Now, how does the zoom work on that? Does it have a good zoom to it? I see that it says it has zoom on it. That's one thing. Okay, don't know if it works for Mac. Charge with USB. Okay, with the dual charger. Plugs in the micro USB and asks if you want to use PC. Use it. Yep. I think my other one, the 4K one, it asks if I want to use it as a if I want to use it as a cam or not. But how was the zoom on it? Because I see it says right here a 4 times zoom. So I'd like to know how that works. How that does it have a really good zoom on it or now I have used the Wi-Fi, but I haven't really streamed it. Oh, you said if the price went up. So it's more went up $10 in 2 days. Yeah, the price fluctuate when you're getting something with Amazon. It could be one price. Okay, haven't used it. Oh, you just got it. It's a brand new item, so you haven't used it yet. Okay, gotcha. And is that on the lower end of their cameras? Oh, that's on the higher end. Thought they had it. Oh, that one comes with the external microphone. Compatible app. Now I have this smart DV on mine's iSmart that works with one of mine. Okay, it's the higher end one. I think right now the one that I've been recommending, because a lot of people use Mac, so I've been recommending one that also could be used with Mac, and I think it wasn't the Cam Park, it was the oh man, I forgot the name of it. It'll come to me soon, but there's one that I listed in other videos that work with Mac and PC. They got a lot of questions. Wonder if they have the question. I probably have to look through this. I'll look through this later. Let's see some snapshots. Okay, photos. Now that's what I'm gonna be using mine for. I'm gonna be using mine for a lot of underwater stuff. Now I've actually done some underwater stuff. I just need to take it. I need to take it off the camera. Oh, it has a night view too. So lemon sharks, stingrays. Pretty good. Cool. Well, let me know either next week or during the week how you like it. If it's something that you want to recommend to other people, then let us know about it in the group. But if that's it, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. We are gonna wrap it up. So thank you guys for checking out the show today. If you like what I've said to be helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, share, ring that notification bell, and all that other mess that's attached to this in the bottle. Please share this to other groups, share this to other people, whatever. I try to share this to as many DJ groups as I can. We're gonna wrap it up and we're gonna call it a day at 11:32. I will catch y'all next week. I will try to have some more information to share with you. But until then, I'll catch you later. Atlanta DJ Zone Tech Tuesday Live. You're sounding out with the kid. Peace.